Well, as you may or may have not heard, we moved the Quantum Summit inside the actual Staying Alive facility because I believe, God doesn't speak to me in my head. I don't hear voices in my head. I see actions and I read between the lines and I try to read what God is trying to tell me. And I believe God is trying to tell me wholeheartedly that we need to expose this technology, which is so important to humanity in Cape Canaveral. And I believe that by having the summit inside the center with 200 bodies, look, there's about 9 podcasters moving towards promoting the event. There's no question in my mind that we're going to sell out completely all 200 chairs. So if you're looking to get a chair, now would be the time because I don't think they're going to last another week or two. So anyway, bottom line is that we have to get this technology off the ground because I believe wholeheartedly that the dismantling of the New World Order, which includes the medical industry, needs to commence. It needs to start. And therefore, I've been called upon this great fight that I've been taking on for the longest time, for the last 40 years, even though they're manipulating every conceivable, reevaluation market right now. That's not the way the movie is going to end. I can assure you of that. Look, if I can have my cake and eat it too, I'm only one person and I can't fight all these different fights. But I would love, if I can have my cake and eat it too, I would love to have 10, 12, 20 hardcore guys and gals in each state or in each county start a podcast, get a microphone, and pick one fight, whether it's chemtrails, whether it's dog food. You can sell dog food right now. You go to QFS1776.com, right? There's a little box there that says, organic dog food, because your dog food, for example, is flavored cardboard. Flavored cardboard, wet down with water, added chemicals to make it taste like chicken, beef, vegetables. If you don't believe me, I'm urging you to go do your homework. Okay? So if I could get, for example, a bunch of guys and gals to fight chemtrails, a bunch of guys and gals to say, hey, you know what? We want to save the dogs. We want to save the cats. We want the dogs have the rights to eat the right to eat organic food, and so do the cats, and so do any animals. Okay, everything is poisoned. So there are people that have answered to these sucking sounds. Somebody creates the vacuum. Someone who's a businessman is going to say, where is that sucking sound? And he's going to go right to that sucking sound and he's going to answer that call. And that's what makes America great. It's called entrepreneurism. I love it. I've been here in this country for a long, long time, since I was almost 9 years old. And let me tell you something. This is still the greatest country in the world, even though there are forces here that are trying not to make it the greatest country in the world. If they can have their cake and eat it too, they're going to enslave everybody. So it takes all of us to stand up and fight. So Quantum Summit 1776.com. We have an incredible lineup of speakers. You definitely want to be there. Look, the price of the ticket is negligible because if you have to sit in the system for 17 hours and 2 days, it's going to cost you a lot more than what we're selling you the ticket for if you're buying it a la carte. Okay, even the packages. All right, I don't know what the packages are, but I think they're even more expensive than what you could be in the system for. So the beautiful thing is the fact that we have potentially 180 to 200 antennas that are going to be sitting in those chairs, which will amplify the energy by a factor of 10 times. And it's going to be really interesting to figure out and find out from the public. Say, Mel, I used to have a shoulder pain, and my shoulder pain's not there anymore. And it was there for 12 years. It was chronic. You were going to get a lot of those stories, I can assure you. So, so if you want to save the homeless, there's another fight. Okay, California. Don't forget to vote for my friend Louis Herms. Go to screwbiggov.com. Screwbiggov.com and go support Louis Herms in California. Louis Herms is going to be Donald Trump on steroids as a governor of California. I believe he's going to fix it very, very fast because he's never been in office. He's not one of these politicians that say, you know what, I'm going to get into politics, and he's a career politician. No, he's never even been a mayor of a town, ever. He's just fed up with the bullshit. And so he's like, hey, somebody's got to stand up and do something about it. And so he decided to take on that fight, and rightfully so. So Don't forget QFS1776.com. If you don't know nothing about the quantum financial system and you're scared as hell, I understand. I know. We were there a long time ago. We're not scared anymore because they try to make it complicated to scare you from wealth. And you don't want to do that. So you want to go and, gain all knowledge, as my good friend George Green used to say, the late George Green, greatly missed. A guy that was involved with the UFO and Billy Meyer and over there in Switzerland. It's a long story. I've talked to not Billy, but to George many, many times. So gain all knowledge is very, very important, especially in these times. Look, they're trying to do everything possible to discourage you. They're trying to manipulate the price of silver. Silver had jumped up to 120 something dollars per ounce. Now they got it down to 88, $89. It's jumping back up, and it will, because they won't be able to manipulate it for long. Why? Because they overwrote the contracts. In other words, they wrote a bunch of contracts so people tell them that you have silver, but there's literally 100 times more paper saying that people have silver, and they can't produce the silver. So the chickens are coming home to roost. How long they're going to be able to manipulate it for, I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is that they're not going to be able to manipulate it for long. I do believe silver is going to be the Bitcoin of the metals market. So if you need some, we can get you some. $5,000 now is the minimum. CarminesGold.com. There's a telephone number there, which is 786-704-8817. Make sure that when you contact me, you do it via text, because I'm a busy guy. I don't make any excuses or apologies for being busy. I'm just busy. Okay. So send me a text message. Say, hey, I want to buy the minimum 5,000, or I want to buy 50,000, or I want to buy $50 million worth of silver. I don't know if I can get you 50 million. I got to be completely honest with you. Probably not. But I could get you a pretty large amount. XRP, same number, 786-704-8817. 10,000 is the minimum. There's no maximum. We got brokerage firms all over the world, and more are opening up. We had people come in from Europe just not too long ago here in Cape Canaveral just to visit with me, because they realized that I'm one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sub-broker, of moving XRP. So that's really, really important to know that if you're aligned with a broker, you're going to be paying the same price you're paying to Coinbase and all these other Yahoo exchanges out there. The only difference is you get something called customer service. I think that's been lost in the translation somewhere along the way. I love customer service. I love to be able to pick up the phone and talk to somebody. I got a technical issue, and they'll walk you through that technical issue. It's priceless. Okay. And obviously the $10,000 client, they love that, because the $10,000 client seems to ask a lot less question than the $1,000 client. Typically, a lot of times, unfortunately, $1,000 client is all they got is that $1,000, and they're hoping and praying that it happens tomorrow. If you're in that market, let me tell you something, do not even invest. Don't do it. Go get yourself a side hustle. 2 side hustles, go start an online business, go do something that brings in cash flow where you don't need that $1,000. Now you can invest $1,000. Does that make sense? I've had plenty of people on the phone with me say, hey, this is my last $10,000. I don't have an income. I don't know whether I'm going to eat next month or not. And I say, save your $10,000. I'm not interested in making a commission because you want to invest and you think it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not interested in that at all. So there's that. So staying alive, we're a month away, by the way. The Quantum Summit, as of today, is technically a month and a day away. The 27th is going to be meet and greet at the Twisted Tide in Cocoa Beach. We got room for 500 people there. So if you want to just come for the meet and greet, you could do that if you're local, if you're in Orlando, if you're in Daytona or south of us, whatever, and you want to drive up just for the meet and greet. I don't think we'll be able to accommodate everybody who wants a ticket to come to the summit. Okay, what else do I want to discuss here today? Look, we're getting ready to go to war with Iran. There's no question that is going to happen, but it's going to happen literally when you least expect it. Donald Trump does not announce his war plans. That country needs to be liberated. The Iranian people are wonderful people. I know quite a few of them. They're incredible business people. They're hardworking. They're incredibly intelligent. They will outwork any American. Americans, unfortunately, they live in the greatest country in the world, but they take this country for granted. They don't know what it's like to live overseas. You should go overseas and go experience what that's like, and then come back over here. You'll appreciate what you have, believe me. And so this is still the land of incredible opportunity, and somebody who's got the will and the motivation and a lot of good common sense, you can make a fortune here still. My problem is I can't find people that are on my level that can run shit, because I can start right now, no bullshit. 10 each business individually is a multi-billion-dollar business. But I got to find people on my level who are driven, who are going to work 17, 18, 19 hours a day, who will work on Sunday and not bitch, and don't have an employment mentality, because employment mentality doesn't work in an entrepreneurial world. Okay. And right now, for example, Jerry and I are talking about launching our own version of YouTube, which I believe is going to be bigger, greater, whatever. And I think the revenue share that we're going to do with all the podcasters, I think they're going to come running over like crazy. You know why I know that? Because the artificial intelligence told me so. The artificial intelligence says this is going to blow YouTube out of the water. But I need people to come in. I need to raise $50,000 to build that thing. Okay, I can't build it here because it would cost me $5 million for what I could have built in India. Now, it's a different world. Now, you say to the artificial intelligence to build you the bulk of the software, and you want to do X, Y, and Z, and it will build it according to your X, Y, and Z on what you want to build, and it will build the bulk of it. Then you just need a couple of programmers to sort of piece it back together. It's sort of like getting an airplane kit in a box, and then you're putting it together. It's already prefabricated. You just got to put it together, and it's going to fly, right? Same thing here. I mean, the artificial intelligence is going to put a lot of programmers out of business. It's going to put a lot of website designers out of business. It's going to put a lot of advertising agencies out of business, because you're going to be able to just give it instructions, just some instructions, and voila, it's done. It's that simple. That's where we're headed. I applaud the fact that we're moving towards robotics, because I'm sorry to say, but this generation, man, trying to find a great employee in 2025, 2026, it is beyond challenging. I recently, unfortunately, had to fire somebody at my center. We found out that this particular person was hanging out at the beach on my time, and we started getting suspicious because there was sand. There was sand on the phones, which means he was taking the business phone to the beach. He no longer works with us. Robots don't do that. Robots don't do that. Robots will work 24 hours a day. You'll pay $35,000, $40,000 for a robot. Even if it's $50,000, the return on investment is wickedly fast. Wickedly fast. They don't, you don't have to worry about them coming to work late, because they're working 24/7, 365, holidays and all. They don't get anybody pregnant on the job. There's no mama drama. There's nothing. Just work, get the job done. It's pre-programmed to do whatever it is you need to fit, and voila, you got the best employee in the world. Now, they've had them for a long time. They've had the artificial intelligence for a long time. But now that the reevaluation of wealth is coming, and everybody's going to get a basic income, this is the opportune time for them to roll everything out. But they've had it since. They've had flying machines that could do Mach 17, Mach 18 in 1963. They've had them. Okay, now that technology, I hate to tell you, that technology is already old. Yeah, I could go from here and fly directly to Japan or Italy. I could fly to Italy probably in less than 12 minutes, 10, 12 minutes, like that. They've had it. You know why I know that? Because they already have teleportation technology. I'm going to say that again. They already have a patent. The United States government has a patent number. Look it up. I know it sounds sci-fi. It's real, folks. It's very real. And I'm telling you, they've had it for a long time. So, but because we have skipped that whole entire thing of being able to have a flying Lamborghini in your garage that could do Mach 17, I want it. I don't want to skip any of it. Maybe in 6 months I'll get tired and say, okay, give me the teleportation shit. Forget this crap. I want to be able to boom, boom. Okay? But right now, I want it. I want something that looks really cool, wicked, and I could get there wickedly fast. Something sexy about that I can't even explain. It's just a feeling that I have. It's a feeling, and that's what it is. So, but we need more podcasters out there. We need more people out there. We're going to start our own social media. We have to raise, like I said, $50,000, and I believe we can get it done that cheap because of artificial intelligence. If there was no artificial intelligence that could build you the bulk of the software based on your instructions, you better be talking $2 million just on a downstroke just to get started for something that cost $2 million 2 years ago. Now it's 40, 50 grand, maybe 100 by the time it's all said and done. You're probably going to spend more money on hosting and maintaining than you will building it. But, look, again, they have created the vacuum. I'm just an entrepreneur. I'm listening to where that sucking sound is. And when I find that sucking sound, if I have the wherewithal, I'm going to act. That's what makes America great. And if I'm right, and the artificial intelligence didn't blow smoke up my ass telling that my shit is better than YouTube's shit, and everybody comes running over, wouldn't that be nice? They created the vacuum. You're subscribed to the Mel Carmine show, and somebody unsubscribes you because they don't want you to follow Mel Carmine. I made a movie about this called Dear mrpresident.net. Dear Mr. President. That movie's free of charge in 8 languages. You can still go watch it free of charge today. Amazing movie. Should have been, millions of views. It probably does have millions of views because it's on hundreds, if not thousands of channels. Anybody could download it and run with it. Free of charge. But the reality is, someone's going to do something about it. You're not going to shut us down forever. There are people like Louis Herm say, enough is enough. I'm running for governor. There are people like Mel Carmine say, enough is enough. I'm going to build the next YouTube. There are people that are saying, enough is enough. We're going to create a organic dog food company. And they have a business opportunity. So for all you people out there, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. Stop saying that because you'll never have any money. Stop saying that because you're programming your shit never to have any money. Go join that, get involved, sell some organic dog. I think a couple of people in your neighborhood that have dogs. And we all love our dogs. God knows I do. I sleep with them every freaking night. They sleep in my bed. They cuddle with me. They eat the best shit on earth. My dogs are 15 going on 16. They look like they're going on 5 years old. They look like puppies. People will see them. These dogs are 15, 16? No way. Yes. Mel Carmine's going to be 63. Do I look 63? Of course not. I cheat. I have a technology called Staying Alive with 2 E's in Cape Canaveral that regrows telomeres. Hello? It helps regrow telomeres. I can say that comfortably because I'm not saying I'm curing something. We don't cure anything. We just provide a frequency that the body understands. The body does all the heavy lifting. We have irrefutable, irrevocable evidence. When you walk through the door on the left-hand side, we got documentation of my good friend Julie, and her telomeres grew by 23%. I didn't say that. The lab in freaking Houston said that. I don't own stock in that company. They're not affiliated with Staying Alive, the ministry over in Cape Canaveral. because the ministry owns it. It's owned by a trust now. We donated everything to a trust. Mel Carmine and Amber owns nothing. We control everything. When you come down to the Quantum Summit, you're going to see the most amazing movie. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to play it here in a little bit. The movie basically talks about the straw man, and this movie is going to be amazing. Let me cue that up here for you guys. It's worth watching. It's worth watching. This is just a trailer, which is 2 minutes and 6 seconds long. Let me blow that up. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm about to tell you a story that is going to absolutely piss off a lot of people in the United States of America. What if everything you've ever known is a lie? Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we've been bamboozled in ways that you can't even imagine. From the creator who dared to question everything in Dear Mr. President comes a revelation so explosive it will shatter your perception of reality. This is the biggest scam ever, and your government, it thinks that you are stupid.
And the whole fake system that is set up, it's all fake.
The straw man, the greatest heist in history. Before your first breath, a covert system claimed you a ghostly double made of paper, a financial slave in a world you can't even see.
The straw man. I am not that fucking straw man. That's not me. I am not all cap letters. I am me.
They've used your name as currency, trading your life in a game rigged from the start. Basically, when you're born, they put some little ink underneath your feet, and they give you the all caps name on your social security or social slave number, okay? And that's exactly what you are. That is your bond number. Every document, every signature, every debt is an elaborate illusion. You go get a marriage license, it's a bond. You get divorced, it's a bond. You get a driver's license, it's a bond. You get a fishing license, it's a bond. You get a hunting license, it's a bond. You get a ticket, that ticket gets traded. Driver's license, insurance, all of this nonsense. These are all bonds that are being traded in your name, and they're making billions and trillions of dollars. Once you know the truth, you hold the power to choose. The system will fight back. It will try to silence you, erase you. The choice is yours. It's powerful. I will tell you in no uncertain terms, it is absolutely powerful. And that movie will make its debut. The screening for that movie will be at the Quantum Summit in Cape Canaveral. And I can tell you that they created the problem. You know, normally they create the problem, then they have a solution. No, we created the solution with Cobus, because Cobus comes up right after the movie and is going to tell you how to get off the grid. Whether you want to get off the grid or not, that's up to you. But for one-time payment of $6,500, you make an appointment, you go to the bank's already been broken in. They know us. We already negotiated the contract 100 times. When we call, they already know what to expect. We've done it over and over and over again. It's very easy. Okay? And for $6,500, we take everything you own and give it to God. And you own nothing and you control everything. You're off the grid. Congratulations. No capital gain tax on your cryptos. No capital gain tax on your gold and silver. Okay? No income taxes if you take your business and donate it to your ministry, which you could do very easily. All this stuff is done very easily. I mean, look, they created the situation, right? And we're just answering, again, the vacuum. They created a vacuum. They created that sucking sound. We're going towards the sucking sound, and we create a business out of it. Problem they create, we have the solution. The solution is we can get you off the grid. And when you come down to the Quantum Summit, it is priceless. QuantumSummit1776.com. Go get yourself a chair. Reserve your chair. Reserve your chairs. It's going to get jam-packed. There's going to be a lot of people coming. As a matter of fact, let's go to that one and show you who will be attending at the Quantum Summit. Here we go. Let's show that. And okay, here we go. Here we go. Hopefully this will work. There we go. And if you can see my screen, okay, there's a big donate button over there. We could use a couple of donations. There's a few people that got hit pretty hard with the New World Order and that C-19 stuff, okay? And they're a little bit down and out, a few speakers. So if you can donate a couple of dollars and get you over there, we got Jerry Reed, who's going to be hitting 500,000 people here probably by tomorrow. He's moving really, really fast. He's growing by a factor of sometimes as much as 20,000 people in a day. Senator Fincham from Arizona, Dr. Jan Halper Hayes, Jim Gale from foodforestabundance.com, Larry Ballard from larryballard.com, Tom Althouse, the gentleman who created the movie The Matrix. We have great Heather Holmes, who will get you to buy some products that are non-poisonous. Stop using Clorox and Formula 409 and Fantastic and all this junk that is designed to kill you. Okay, Sheriff Mack, Mike Barra, Dimitri, who's got an incredible opportunity with some new digital currency, will be up on stage. My good friend Brian Monkey, Charles Looney, who looks like, well, not in that picture, but he does look like Jeff Bezos. That's what we call him. Alan from Staple, what is it? I can't think of the name of his channel right now. If you guys will remember, you'll write it down. It might come to me. Staple Crew. There you go. Staple Crew. My friend Kobus, my partner, okay, with the Religious Irrevocable Trust. We got the Caitlin sisters, okay? These are the digital sisters. The digitalassetssisters.com. They're going to be there to show you how to protect your digital assets, to show you where to buy it, how to store it, how to use the wallet, which wallet to use, which wallet not to use. Then we got Nolan. He does a show called Crypto and Coffee in the Morning on X.com, and he's going to be there talking with these gentlemen, Harris and this other gentleman, James Lovett, on stage talking about the new financial system. You want to be there. Believe me when I tell you, you want to be there. It's going to be a power-packed event, and a lot of people will be talking about this event, but this is not the final event. You know what the final event's going to be? The final event is going to be when, I'm not going to even announce it, I'm just going to make the announcement, when XRP is always already a number, if that makes sense. When XRP is already a big number, then we make the announcement. And no one's going to say, oh, I can't afford it, because anybody who owns XRP, trust me, you'll be able to afford it. And yes, this is going to be caviar, champagne, and it's going to be a very extravagant event. Okay? So, guys, also, if you happen to be in town and you're just, passing through, always call Staying Alive with 2 E's, stayingalive.com, and book yourself an overnight session. The body is like a battery. We have 33 trillion cells that want to be recharged. Okay, I can't wait for some of you guys to experience it when you're there in the Quantum Summit and marinating in this wonderful technology. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Guys, we'll catch you on the next one, and I want to see you at the Quantum Summit. Bye-bye.